Hello, and welcome back to my podcast, Filmmaking, actually. Ta-da! I'm recording this at the end of the year, and while I know people discover the podcast throughout the year and might be listening to this in June or July or March or who knows when, but I feel like this is a fairly relevant topic, and it's definitely something that is on a lot of our minds as the year ends. It's 2024, about to be 2025. And I know there's a lot of posts, at least that I see on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on social media in general. And it's kind of this idea of, is it worth it? You know, should you keep going? And it's hard. Filmmaking is hard. Working in the arts is hard. Honestly, working anywhere that you're not just showing up and someone else is doing the work of creating the job for you is hard, because you have to do the work of creating the job plus your job. Now, obviously, everybody who works any job has to do a bit of creating their own job and, you know, doing the work. But when you're working in film, when you're working as a producer, when you're trying to tell your stories, if you're a writer who's trying to get your scripts optioned and made, if you're an actor trying to get cast in roles, there's like this wall that sometimes seems insurmountable of, you know, this nebulous approval factor that someone else is going to come along and cast you or fund you or, you know, make all your wildest dreams come true. And sometimes you're left realizing that it's you, like you have to make your wildest dreams come true. And, you know, you should have a team and a support network and friends and collaborators, but it's a lot of work. And is it worth it? I have to say yes, even with AI being shoved down all of our throats and this like very sharp divide of some people insisting that AI is just inevitable. I mean, Thanos was inevitable too, and look what happened to him. Sorry. But, you know, we did a market research survey, and something like 70% of people, and this isn't just film industry people, this is people across the world, across industries, everything from stay-at-home moms to writers, artists, CEOs, business people, medical professionals, like just random, the little pie chart showing the area that the person works in who's taking the survey. The slivers are so small you can't even see all the different colors. It's a very wide cross-section of the professional world. And 70% of people prefer not using AI, especially Gen AI. And a good chunk of those hardline refuse to use generative AI. There's a very teeny percent, I think it's something like 3%, and we did like 100 surveys so far. So like 3 people said all AI all the time. Everybody else said no, or they prefer not, or they really would rather not, or, you know, regular AI tools, but not Gen AI. And then there was like a small percent, like 20 something, who was like, I don't really care. Okay, fine. But the vast majority of people prefer humanity. And, you know, if you're staring down the barrel of something that somebody's telling you is inevitable, nothing is inevitable. And even if something happens, there's always a way to come back from it. So I'm not just trying to soapbox or grandstand or hype everyone up. I definitely am a realistic optimist. I know it's hard. I know that making movies is difficult. Fundraising is difficult, but I do think it's worth it. I do think it is worth it to continue to try. I think it's worth it to, you know, work to become better at what we do. I think it's worth it to find new ways to tell stories that connect with people. I mean, humans have told stories forever. Like, it's the one thing that humanity has always done aside from like breathe and eat and procreate. So I think that humans are always going to want to tell stories. And I think that no matter how difficult it is, I think trying to figure out a way, trying to find, you know, even if you just keep writing in the background while you have another job, or even if you pause a project to work on another one, or even if you get another job to make extra money to set aside for your film, even if you know, maybe don't come home and watch 7 hours of TV on Netflix, but you spend 7 hours working on your script, or spend 1 hour. I saw this great quote on a Celestial Seasonings box. Big fan of drinking tea. It was by this guy named Elbert Hubbard, and it was in this beautiful little watercolor painting. I actually saved the box for the longest time. I have no idea where it went. But the quote was, "There is no failure except in no longer trying." A little more persistence, a little more effort, and what seemed hopeless failure may turn into glorious success. I think that's just really important to keep in mind, that the only failure really is in giving up. The reason why I think it's so important to keep going is because you have no idea what your next phone call is going to bring. You have no idea when that next networking call or when that yes is waiting for you, literally right around the corner. You have no idea when you decide, I'm just going to make that film. What's going to happen with that film, or how many lives you're going to touch. There's an amazing monologue in Doctor Who where he's talking about war and how when you fire the first shot, you have no idea how many lives you're going to destroy, who's going to die. It's a very, very dark, powerful monologue. I think as filmmakers, we also have to look at the other side of that. When you pick up the phone, when you go to a pitch meeting, when you network, when you create a film, when you sit down to write a story, you have no idea the lives you're going to change. You have no idea who you're going to inspire, who you're going to touch. You have no idea who's going to say yes. You have no idea who's going to support you. Almost every single film I've made that has really resonated with people has been an absolute surprise. I've never sat down to be like, this is going to be amazing. And then it was. So I think it's really important. And I think it is worth it, because when you make a powerful film, when you tell a powerful story, when you make a piece of art that really hits humanity, you have no idea the ripples that you're going to create. You have no idea, even just if you influence one person, what that person's going to do, and then what those people that person reached are going to do. It's why so many people are so like dead set on like absolutely squashing artists. Artists are some of the most powerful people on earth. They really are. And film and story, it's something that can move mountains. So yeah, I think it is worth it, because when you keep going, when you keep chasing that dream, when it finally comes through, you can change the world. And I think that's important. And even if you don't change the world, you can change the world for one person, whether it's just yourself for having had become that person who then did the thing, or it's someone in your audience, or it's someone on your crew. All of us in the film industry are very, very creative people. And I think it's important for us to hold on to that creativity and use that creativity to figure out new and innovative ways to survive and to keep telling our stories. And AI is not innovation. Sorry. I don't know. Hang in there. I think it's important.
You've been listening to Filmmaking Actually with Koura Linda, Space Dream Productions podcast. Subscribe to us on any or all the podcast platforms. If you like what you hear, leave us 5-star ratings and positive reviews on iTunes. It helps more listeners like you discover the show. But the best thing you can do if you really like the show is tell a friend. Want to leave a comment or ask a question? Email at filmmakingactually@gmail.com. This is Spacey speaking, and remember...
See me in the spotlight? I'm in your style. Show me what you got, 'cause I don't want to waste my time. Give it to me, I'm worth it.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye. I'm worth it. Gimme, I'm worth it. Ooh, give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Gimme, I'm worth it. Hi. It's all you. It's all you. So what you wanna do? And if you don't have a clue, not a clue, I'll tell you what to do. Come on, it's just because. Guaranteed, I can back it up. I think I'ma call your bluff.